Hello students, today we are going to study curve. Now why curve is required? Generally, to change the alignment of a particular road from this direction to this direction, we need to provide a curve here. Now we need to understand some terminology used in the curve, starting with the degree of curve. The angle a unit chord of 30-meter length subtends at the center of the circle formed by the curve is known as the degree of curve, and it is designated as capital D, which is shown here. The angle a unit chord of 30-meter length subtends at the center is known as the degree of curve, which is denoted by capital D. A curve may be designated according to either radius or the degree of curve. When the unit chord subtends an angle of 1 degree, it is called as 1 degree curve, and when the angle is 2 degree, it is known as 2 degree curve, and so on. And it may be calculated that the radius of a 1 degree curve is 1719 meter. Now we will see how this 1719 comes. Okay. Now here relation between radius and degree of curve is shown. Let AB be the unit chord of 30-meter length. It means that the length of AB is 30 meter, which is shown here. O is the center and R is the radius and D is the degree of curve. Now if this is the degree of curve, then this will be equals to D by 2. Now if AB is 30 meter, then the value of AC is 15 meter because C is the midpoint of AB. Now from the triangle OAC, sin D by 2 will be equals to AC upon OA. On putting the value of AC here, we will get 15 upon the value of OA is capital R. So R will be equals to 15 upon sin D by 2. Now as D is very small, so sin D by 2 can be written as 15 upon D by 2. Now we want the answer in radian, but here D is in degree. So we need to compute the D in terms of radian. Now it will be equals to 15 into 2 upon capital D. Now to convert the degree into radian, we need to multiply here pi by 180, and it will be equals to 15 into 360 upon pi d. On solving this, we will get 1718.9 upon capital D, which will be nearly equals to 1719 upon D. From this 1719 will comes. Now if the unit chord is of 20 meter length, then the value of AC will becomes 10 meter, and if the value of AC will becomes 10 meter, then the value of R will be equals to 1146 upon capital D. That will be the value of radius of curve, which will be equals to 1146 upon capital D. Now we can move to the types of horizontal curves. There are various types of horizontal curves, starting with the simple circular curve, which is shown here. Now when a curve consists of a single arc, which is shown like this, with a constant radius connecting the two tangents, that is capital R and capital R, it is said to be a circular curve. It means that throughout the curve the radius will be capital R, and this is the first tangent point, that is T1, and this is the second tangent point, T2, and this is the deflection angle phi, and it is the intersection angle I. Now next curve is the compound curve. When a curve consists of two or more arcs with different radii, it is called a compound curve. Here, one curve is of radius r1 which is shown here, and another is of radius r2 which is shown here. Such a curve lies on the same side of a common tangent which is shown here, and the center of different arcs lies in the same side of their respective tangent which is shown here. Now the next curve is the reverse curve. A reverse curve consists of two arcs bending in opposite direction. It means that one curve is like this and another curve is like this. Okay. Their centers lies on opposite of the curve. The center of the first curve will be here and the center of the second curve will be here. Now this is the intersection point for the first curve, this is the intersection point for the second curve, and this is the deflection angle for the first curve and this is deflection angle for the second curve. This is first tangent point, this is second tangent point, this is third tangent point. Their radii may be either equal or different and they have an common tangent. Generally, they have a common tangent which is shown here, that is this, and they have the radius either equal or different. Now we can move to the next curve, that is transition curve. Now you have already seen the approaches in bridge. Now approaches in bridge is generally provide for the safe movement of vehicle from the road to the bridge. Now if we suddenly provide a curve after a particular road, then at this point the radius will be infinite and at this point the radius will be equals to r. Now we know that the centrifugal force will be equals to mv square by r. Now when the vehicle is moving along this straight road, then the value of r is infinite, so the centrifugal force will be equals to 0 along this straight path. Now if we suddenly provide a curve at the end of the road, then we suddenly introduce the radius equals to r. So centrifugal force will be suddenly increasing from 0 to a higher magnitude and the overturning of the vehicle will be taking place. Now if we want to provide a safe journey or a safe alignment of a particular road, then we need to provide a transition curve between the circular curve and the straight alignment of road, just like this. If this is the straight alignment of a road and if this is a circular curve, then we need to provide a transition curve of variable radius, starting with the radius equals to infinite to the radius equals to r. Now if we provide the transition curve like this, then the centrifugal force will be introduced gradually from 0 to a higher magnitude gradually. So there will not be the overturning of the vehicle. That's why we provide the transition curve which is shown here. That is this transition curve and that is this transition curve. Now a curve of variable radius is known as a transition curve. It is also called a spiral curve or easement curve. In railways, such a curve is provided on both sides of a circular curve to minimize super elevation. Excessive super elevation may cause wear and tear of the rail section and discomfort to the passengers. Okay students, that is the transition curve. Now the most important topic as per the GATE exam from the geomatics engineering and from the topic of curve is the property of circular curve. Now we have a circular curve like this, that is T1 E T2, and T1 is the first tangent point, T2 is the second tangent point, B is the intersection point. This angle is known as angle of intersection I. Whenever in the question angle is mentioned as less than 100 degree, then that angle will always be the deflection angle phi. Okay, and if angle is greater than 100 degree, then that angle is known as angle of intersection. Now if angle of intersection is given, then we need to find the angle of deflection. Okay, so phi will be equals to 180 minus I, that will be the angle of deflection. Now if radius is not given, then we have to use the formula, that is 1719 upon d, which we had computed earlier. Now we need to compute the value of tangent length bt1, that is this length, or bt2. Now for the computation of tangent length, we have to use the trigonometric property in triangle OBT1. Now in the triangle OBT1, tan phi by 2 will be equals to what? Perpendicular upon base, it will be equals to bt1 upon base will be r. So the value of tangent length, that is bt1, will be equals to r tan phi by 2. So the value of tangent length bt1 or bt2 will be equals to r tan phi by 2. Now the length of curve, that is t1 e t2. Now we can determine the length of curve by the concept of theta is equals to arc upon radius, or phi is equals to arc upon radius. Now phi is equals to arc, that is t1 e t2 upon radius r. So the length of curve t1 e t2 will be equals to r into phi. But this is in degree, so we need to compute it in radian. It will be equals to pi upon 180. So the length of curve will be equals to pi r phi upon 180. That will be the length of circular curve T1E T2. Now we can move to the length of long chord, which will be equals to this, that is T1 T2. Now if we need to find the T1 T2 value, then it will be equals to 2 times of T1D. Okay. Now for the computation of T1D, we will use the triangle OT1D. Now in triangle OT1D, sin phi by 2 will be equals to what? It will be equals to perpendicular upon hypotenuse, so it will be equals to T1D upon hypotenuse value is r. So T1D value will be equals to r sin phi by 2. So 2 times of T1D will be equals to 2r sin phi by 2. That will be the length of long chord. Now we can determine the apex distance. Apex distance is denoted by BE, which is shown here. That is the apex distance BE. Okay. Now it will be equals to OB minus OE. Now the value of OE is already known, that is r, radius of the curve. Now we need to compute the value of OB. Now the value of OB can be determined by the triangle OT1B. From the triangle OT1B, the value of cos phi by 2 will be equals to base upon hypotenuse, that is OB. It will be equals to r upon cos phi by 2. So 1 by cos phi by 2 is equals to sec phi by 2. So we will put the value of OB here, that is r sec phi by 2 minus r. On taking the r common, we will get sec phi by 2 minus 1 into r. That will be the apex distance. Now we need to compute the value of worst sine, that will be denoted by this distance, that is DE. It will be equals to DE, and its value will be equals to OE minus OD. Now we know that the value of OE is R. Now we need to compute the value of OD, and OD value can be computed from the triangle OT1D. Now from the triangle OT1D, cos phi by 2 will be equals to base upon hypotenuse, that is OD upon hypotenuse R. So the value of OD will be equals to R cos phi by 2. On taking the R common, we will have 1 minus cos phi by 2. That will be the value of worst sine. Now, change of first tangent point. Now we need to find the change of first tangent point, that is this point. Now we have the change of point of intersection, that is this point. Change is defined as the horizontal distance up to that point. Now if we have the change of intersection point, then we can subtract this tangent length from the change of point of intersection, then we can get the value of change of first tangent point, that is T1. Now in actual, we don't have the length of long chord, we have the length of curve, that is T1 E T2. Now for the computation of change of second tangent point, we need to add change of first tangent point with the curve length. So change of second tangent point will be equals to change of first tangent point plus curve length. That is all about this topic. Thank you very much, students.